They chased perfection and ended up unrecognizable. From botched lips to collapsing faces, these celebrities thought plastic surgery would fix everything, but it only made things worse. Some ruined their careers, others their health, and a few destroyed their entire identity. This isn't beauty, it's a cautionary tale. Stick around as we break down the most shocking plastic surgery disasters of all time. Once a glamorous New York socialite, Jocelyn Wildenstein had everything: money, status, and a billionaire husband. But instead of keeping up with the rich and famous, Jocelyn went full throttle into plastic surgery and never hit the brakes. Obsessed with maintaining her youth and allegedly trying to look more like a cat because her husband loved exotic felines, Jocelyn spent over $4 million altering her face. We're talking extreme facelifts, pulled eyes, cheek implants, lip enhancements, the works. But the outcome wasn't beauty. It was a transformation so drastic, tabloids nicknamed her Catwoman. Her face became stretched, swollen, and frozen, more sculpture than skin. She swears she never went too far, but the internet disagrees. And the real kicker? Her marriage still ended in a messy $2.5 billion divorce. Jocelyn became a global warning label, proof that chasing perfection can lead straight into a plastic nightmare. Donatella Versace isn't just a fashion icon. She is the Versace brand. After the tragic death of her brother Johnny, Donatella took the reins of the luxury empire and kept it alive with her bold, fearless style. But somewhere along the runway, her face started making more headlines than her designs. Over the years, Donatella's appearance has dramatically changed. Her once natural features were replaced with overly plumped lips, tight skin, and an almost wax-like texture. While she's never confirmed every procedure, experts speculate she's had everything from lip fillers and Botox to multiple facelifts and laser treatments. The result? A face that looks more frozen than fierce. Critics say she looks nothing like the woman who once graced Fashion Week with effortless elegance. And fans? They're torn. Some blame the pressures of the industry. Others say she went too far, trying to defy age. Pete Burns, the eccentric frontman of Dead or Alive, was known for his bold look, androgynous style, and that unforgettable 80s anthem. But as his fame faded, his obsession with plastic surgery exploded. What started with a few cosmetic tweaks spiraled into a full-blown disaster. Pete admitted to having over 300 procedures, including countless lip injections, cheek implants, nose jobs, and even reconstructive surgeries after botched work left him disfigured. At one point, his lips were so badly infected from a procedure gone wrong, he almost lost them entirely and needed multiple corrective surgeries just to save his face. But the surgeries never stopped. Pete became almost unrecognizable. The once vibrant star looked like a living doll stitched together by regret. He was open about his addiction to surgery, calling it an emotional escape, but it came with serious physical and emotional costs. He tragically passed away in 2016, but not before becoming a haunting example of how far the obsession with appearance can push someone, even to the brink of self-destruction. Tara Reid had it all in the early 2000s. She was the blonde bombshell of American Pie, the party queen of the red carpet, and Hollywood couldn't get enough of her. But behind the glam, Tara was chasing a perfect body, and it ended in disaster. In 2004, she underwent a breast augmentation and liposuction, but both procedures went horribly wrong. Her breast implants were uneven, and her stomach was left with ripples and saggy skin. When paparazzi photos exposed the results, the media tore her apart. Tara became the poster child for botched surgery overnight. She admitted the surgeries nearly destroyed her career. Casting directors stopped calling. Instead of landing roles, she was landing on tabloid covers as a plastic surgery fail. To make things worse, her attempts to fix the damage didn't help much. Even after corrective surgery, Tara struggled to reclaim her image and her confidence. Heidi Montag went from MTV sweetheart to plastic surgery headline almost overnight. Back in the early 2000s, she was the bubbly blonde on the hills, living the dream life in front of the cameras. But what viewers didn't know was that Heidi was quietly battling insecurities that would take her down a dangerous path. In 2010, at just 23 years old, Heidi shocked the world by undergoing 10 plastic surgery procedures in a single day. Yes, 10. That included a brow lift, a nose job revision, cheek and chin implants, a boob job upgrade to F-cups, liposuction, and more. She later admitted she nearly died on the operating table. And yet, even after the pain, swelling, and emotional toll, she felt pressured to keep the perfect image going. But it backfired. Public backlash was brutal. Instead of being admired, Heidi was ridiculed. She became a cautionary tale in Hollywood, a young woman who sacrificed her natural beauty and mental health for an impossible standard. Years later, she called it her biggest regret. Heidi's transformation wasn't just physical, it was a warning. Sometimes chasing perfection only leaves scars, inside and out. Lil' Kim wasn't just a rapper, she was a movement. In the late 90s and early 2000s, she redefined what it meant to be a bold, sexy, powerful woman in hip-hop. But behind the wigs, glam, and designer fits was a woman slowly losing herself, to fame, to pressure, and to the scalpel. Over the years, Lil' Kim's face changed dramatically. Her skin tone grew lighter. Her nose appeared thinner. Her cheeks became rounder. And fans couldn't help but ask, what happened to the Lil' Kim they knew? Though she never publicly detailed every procedure, experts speculate that she underwent multiple rhinoplasties, skin bleaching, facial fillers, and more. The changes were so drastic that even longtime fans barely recognized her. But this wasn't just about vanity. Kim later opened up about being in an abusive relationship that shattered her self-esteem, and about feeling like she never looked good enough. The surgeries weren't about attention, they were about survival, trying to fix what the world, and people close to her, convinced her was broken. Courtney Love wasn't just the widow of Kurt Cobain. She was a grunge goddess in her own right. With her raw voice, wild energy, and don't care attitude, she dominated the 90s rock scene. But as time went on, Courtney's music took a back seat to another obsession, plastic surgery. Over the years, Courtney's appearance changed drastically. From lip fillers and nose jobs to rumored facelifts and cheek implants, the punk princess of whole morphed into someone the public barely recognized. Her signature messy glam gave way to a more plastic, frozen look that fans couldn't ignore. And while Courtney has been candid about some of her procedures, admitting to a nose job early in her career, there's been endless speculation about how much more she's had done. She once joked, "I've had a lot of work. Who cares?" But behind the sarcasm, many saw a woman chasing youth in an industry that discards women the second they age. Amanda Lepore is not your average celebrity. She's an iconic figure in New York's underground party scene, a muse to legendary photographers, and a bold statement on what it means to reinvent yourself. But Amanda's transformation is one of the most jaw-dropping in the world of plastic surgery. Starting as a model and performer, Amanda didn't just dip her toes into cosmetic enhancements. She dove in headfirst. Over the years, she's reportedly had more than 40 surgeries, including multiple rhinoplasties, cheek and chin implants, breast augmentations, and full facial reconstructions. Amanda's face is her canvas, a living work of art pushing the limits of beauty, gender, and identity. Some call it extreme, others call it fearless. She embraces the controversy, wearing her plastic surgery like a badge of honor, and has become a symbol of self-expression in a world obsessed with perfection. Carrot Top is famous for his wild red hair and prop comedy that keeps audiences laughing. But over the years, the joke might have been on his face. The comedian's plastic surgery journey has raised plenty of eyebrows, because while he's still cracking jokes, his looks tell a different story. Known for his unique, animated expressions, Carrot Top's face has gone through some noticeable changes. Rumors swirl about multiple Botox injections, facelifts, and maybe a nose job or two. The result? Some say his expressions look a bit frozen, a far cry from the goofy, animated guy we all knew. Unlike others who hide their procedures, Carrot Top's surgery saga is more like a slow transformation, one that fans either laugh off or cringe at. But no matter what, he's proven that sometimes plastic surgery can be the punchline, just not the one you want.